Hey everybody, welcome back to Stringman Guitars. We've got ourselves an Ibanez that the gentleman played outside, an outside show, and I guess with the change in weather he noticed the neck really bananaed on him, so everything was buzzing. All the frets were buzzing. So we've got ourselves this is a Soundgear by Ibanez, and it's an SR370. He tried to adjust the truss rod himself and broke the D string. Bass has got a couple marks on it. Yeah, a couple scratches. Take a look at the truss rod once I get the strings off here and take a look at what they're doing. Yeah, give it a whack. Just take a peek in here and see if the truss rod's in. Boy, it looks like this truss rod may have been gooched. See what we can do with it. I'll give you a shot here as soon as I wind these remaining strings off. So yeah, let's take a look at that right now. You look at there. Can't quite tell, but it looks like it may be stripped out. Let's see if we get a wrench in there. Let's see, this is going to be probably a 5. There's a crack in the fingerboard here, right below my thumb there. It extends from the nut up to the second, past the second fret, almost to the third fret. Guys, you need to condition your fingerboard. Anyhow, it ain't a 5, maybe it's a 4. Okay, looks like it's staying. Let's see here. All the tension off. We got a very slight back bend or back bow to it. Truss rod does work. Put this away. Don't want to get confused. Alright. So I like to go and tighten everything up. That includes these loose tuning machines. I can remember what size they are. Let's see here. say 15. Aha! Wow. They are pretty loose. They shouldn't be tight, they should be snug. You're not even in the video, are you? Over here, yeah. Just want these snug because over time they will move on you. Okay. There's that one done. Over here we'll tighten up the strap. This strap buttons. Make sure the bridge is tightened down. I don't know what wood this is, but man, that bridge is, all the screws that hold it down at the back. I'm not in the picture again. Come on. There we go. These screws that hold the bridge down to the body. These 4 screws here are they were loose. Like I got a half a turn on them. All right. So let's get the fret eraser. Clean up the frets. By the way, all you guys and girls watching this, if you would be so kind as to subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome, and I'd love you a long time. I've got, I think this will make 42 videos of all kinds of stuff that we've made play better before it went home. Let's see here. Go with one that's a little bit more coarse. And you get the golden opportunity to listen to advertisements from all these clowns. Simple grain will not hurt polyurethane finishes, will not hurt the fingerboard. We're going to oil it, the fingerboard, with some F1 already. That's what was on it. Should have put my hand condoms on. Alrighty, so the frets are polished. Fingerboard's cleaner. I almost bought an Ibanez base. When my back kind of gave out, I needed a light base, and I just couldn't get the sound that I liked out of that. Now it had some Italian brand, and I can't remember right now. I should know, but I can't remember right now. The Bartolone pickups. Highly regarded pickups, but I just did not like the way they sounded, so I ended up with a Fender Aerodyne Jazz, which ended up being maybe a ½ pound heavier, but man, that bass is awesome. It's light enough for me for my awful back, and yeah. So I love the way Ibanez basses look, but I just couldn't get the sound out of it. Now this one has different pickups, CAP pickups. And that reminds me, I have to go upstairs and pick up the what do I have to pick up? I put a fire pit together the other night. Left some tools upstairs. And Buddy's strings are upstairs. Thought I brought them down with me, but I didn't. Using F1 fretboard oil to make it look much nicer. I'm not going to marinate the fingerboard, we're just going to put it on and we're going to rub it off. I had been using linseed oil, but I don't know, I just like the F1 stuff myself better. Alright, looks like they're upstairs committing suicide, so I better go and rescue the day, since I gotta go back up anyhow. A little bit more of this dried out area here in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fret. Alright, we're just wiping up a little bit here. Notice there's quite a bit of buckle scratch on the back of the body. Ah, little yawn snuck in there. So pretty cool 5-piece neck going on there. He said he'd taken the battery out. I brought a battery down. New battery. Okay. I came back down and I noticed that the oil really got sucked up in this dry rosewood. So I came down and I oiled it again. Leave the truss rod open, cover open, and oh yeah, that's one other thing. On the back of this thing, notice that the machine heads were turning as I was tightening up the nuts, so the screws in the back ought to be loose. And I got about 1/8 of a turn out of each one, so it's while we tighten everything up. While we're back here, you hear it? There's either a crack or it'll turn 1/4 of a turn. Alright. So let's go ahead and string this baby up. I'm going to put some guitar grease in the nut slots. And the slots for the bridge, just because we want the strings to have no friction on them. When you're trying to play. Come back over here to the front end of the guitar. Same thing. Uncle Stu's nut slot guitar grease. I want everything to slide nice. Okay, so string choice is Ernie Ball 45 to 100. So our 100, I have an interesting setup here. Your string goes in the slot and then you pull it over. And up here I want to have 2 wraps, or 2 2 tuners worth of length. So you can get a decent number of wraps around that, since these are the little mini tuners. And you want the strings to go, the wraps to go under each other. You don't want, come on, get on there. So you want downward pressure on the wraps. That's going to give me 3 nice wraps. Okay, we're strung up. Let's bring it up to pitch. Okay, so we're tuned back up. We go through the same thing again. Everything's about ½ cent or a full cent off. Okay, we're going to let that sit overnight because strings were off of it for a long time. And this here is from some of the oil not getting absorbed into the wood. I guess a couple of things we can do actually while we're waiting. Okay, boys and girls, we have achieved, I think, proper relief. It's 12 thousandths there. Let's see here. A little less than 12 thousandths. But the problem is, you hear that? We're all tuned up. Somebody went and just sawed the nut slots down on this thing. See if we can get a little bit in the picture. There we go. There should be at least 18 thousandths. And we got nowhere near 18 thousandths. Now, if you watch the video on the axle, it's also way sawed down, but it actually plays. So if I check this here, I'm going to put a shim under this. So watch me do that. Hold on. Okay, how do we pop the nut off? Put a rag. Get a little dead blue thing here. And a rubber mallet. And it comes off. It's embarrassing to see that they put just plastic nut on here. That's shameful, Ibanez. Now we have some shim material, some plastic that will not compress. Still too wide. Good. Okay. The strings will do the job to hold it in place. Just make sure that we're in place. Tune it back up. See what our tuning says here. Oh yeah. Listen to that. No rattle. No rattly rattly. Let's see how high that took us. Took us high enough. Put at 18 thou. 18 thou. Sweet, man. Alright. And that is a plastic that doesn't compress, so it's not going to be like rattling in 4 months after there's been string pressure on it. Now let's take a look at our neck relief. What time is it? I got it up. I got a board meeting call. I'll be back. Okay, after all the fiddling, we've got the shim in the nut. So that's up to 18 thousandths, which is the minimum clearance. And at the 17th we have 6/64 crossing the board. Okay, intonation is spot on, so whoever adjusted this thing from the factory did it right. Just once everything got dumped down and the saddles got dumped down and the string height got dumped down and the fret, or somebody went at the nut with a file that dropped it down. I put everything at out of whack. So we now have proper string height at the 17th, at the 1st we have intonation. We cleaned it up a little bit. So if you would be so good, or so kind, is to go into, check out the Facebook page, check out the, while you're watching the video here, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Doesn't cost you nothing. I'd like to hit 250 subscribers by the end of the year. And we're pretty close. So with all the craziness going on, open a door for someone, be nice, say something nice, because there's so much ugliness out there. Love your neighbor. Peace. Have a great night.